Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get right into it. Salute to the Galactic family, shout out to the GCVs and Drew Nation. You are a champion and a born winner. No matter what happens to you, success is your end goal. Let's discuss this. You are a champion. Champions go through a lot in life because it's a lot that is going to be bestowed upon them. To whom much is given, much is concerned. You're going to have to go through a lot, but you're going to overcome everything that you have to go through. The things that you are going through are to build you up, to make you stronger, and to make you better. You may feel a little hurt about it. You may feel a little upset about it. You may even want to complain about it, but you have to get out of the feeling bad part of it, and you have to allow it to get you to realize just who you are and what you're capable of. And that's what champions do. They don't allow what they're going through to break them. They take what they're going through and they allow it to make them. They allow it to make them into the person that they're supposed to be. It takes a hell of a person to look at what they're going through and to be able to accept it and say, you know what? I'm going to build off this. I'm going to piggyback off this. I'm going to profit off of this. I'm going to make my life better off of this. I'm not going to allow this to destroy me like it was meant to do. Just because something may have been sent to destroy you doesn't mean you have to let it destroy you. It's up to you at the end of the day. But when things happen, people tend to either go up or they either tend to go down. And it's all about your mental state. So when you're a champion, you have to develop the mental state of a champion. And to develop the mental state of a champion is somebody that is relentless for what they want. Somebody that'll never give up. Someone that is going to fight for what they know is right for themselves. All right, champions do not let outside opinions get to them. Champions don't let what somebody else is trying to do get to them. They realize that, you know what? This opponent, I have to defeat this opponent. Before this match, this opponent was talking greasy. If boxers let what their opponent said to them before the match, they would lose. They wouldn't, boxing would not be the sport for them. So you have to see yourself as a champion, no matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone tries to do, no matter how they try to intimidate you. You still have to fight. You still have to live. You still have to go through life. You still have to work towards becoming whatever it is you're doing. Whether you're just going to work, whether you're choosing to start something for yourself, even if you are doing the bare minimum, there's still going to be some type of opposition. There's still going to be some type of resistance against you moving forward in life. So when you're giving it your all, there's definitely going to be things that you're going to have to face. There's definitely going to be something that is going to come up against you. All right. Even when you're not hardly doing anything, there are things that come up against you. Even when you're not trying, it may not be as difficult, or it may not be as serious, but there's still opposition in life. There's still circumstances in life. So be brave. All right. Strive for greater. Work towards what you know you deserve. because you're a champion. You're a born winner. So if you're a born winner, what are you doing? Settling for less. You got to ask yourself that I am a born winner. What am I doing? Not working towards reaching my highest potential. If I was born to win, I shouldn't be thrown off by a few losses. If I was born to win, I shouldn't worry about a few minor setbacks because I was born to win. And since I was born to win, that means whatever comes up against me, I'm going to be able to defeat that. I'm going to be able to I'm going to be able to outdo my opponent in life. Any opposition that comes up against me, any opposition that comes up against me, they've already lost. Especially now that you're elevating in life. You've done some studying up on your opponent. You understand what type of tricks the enemy has up their sleeve. Especially if you've been watching my channel for a while. You know what these negative, evil, crooked ones are up to. You know what you face when you step out into the world. There's evil, there's corruption, there's negativity, liars, doubters, haters, distraction, destruction. But guess what? You got an end goal, and that end goal for you is success. So you could either choose to let all those things get in the way. You could choose to get stuck in a victim mode and complain about those things 24/7. You could choose to let those things get in the way, get in your mind, rent space in your head to where now you can't get anything done because that's all you're focused on. All these problems, all you could do is focus on your problems. Nobody wants to be that type of person. Nobody wants to be around one of those types of people because if you have real friends, you're going to run them off real quick. If you have a fake friend, they're going to want to be around and let you just complain because they know that complaining is not going to do anything for you. They know that complaining is just going to keep you stuck. They're not going to tell you that what you're doing isn't going to help your situation. But if you have some real friends, they're not going to stick around and listen to you complain much because they're probably going to be hitting you with some solutions because they're champions themselves. Champions only hang around champions. Don't scare your champions away from you. Don't scare your real friends away from you. If you have anybody that's not trying to hear your complaints, but they keep trying to give you advice, why is so-and-so cut me off every time I try to? Because the person's probably trying to give you some sound, solid advice. And that person doesn't want to hear you complain. That person wants you to rise to the top like the champion that they know you are. So if you know some people in your life that are successful, that are real, and they're doing the best that they can do for themselves, and they're your friend, you need to be grateful, thankful, because you're blessed. Not too many people have real friends like that. Not too many people know other champions. There's not a lot of other champions out there. We're few and far between. So if you know someone that's trying to give you some good, sound, solid advice, you should listen to them. Don't sit there and complain. Don't sit there and stay stuck because you're a born winner. Winners don't stay stuck. You were born to win. You weren't born to be stuck. You weren't born to just sit there and worry about what someone did to you or complain about what someone did to you or focus on what someone did to you. You're there to learn from it, grow from it, prosper from it, become better from it. No matter what happens to you, because you were born to win. You are a champion. You are a champ ion. All right, you got champ ions. Ions, the little particles that make up each individual person. You got champ ions. You don't have loser ions. You don't got the genetic makeup of a loser. You have the genetic makeup of a champion. Everybody say it. I have the genetic makeup of a champion. That's why they don't call them loser ion, They call them champ ion because you got the genetic makeup, your ions, you got the genetic makeup of a champion because you're a born winner. How could you not be a champion if you weren't a born winner? God didn't put you here to lose. You weren't born here to never lose, but you weren't born to lose. You weren't born to always win, but you were born to always be a winner. A winner is somebody that takes L's, takes losses, and gets back up and says, you know what? I got some more winning to do. A champion is somebody that takes the best out of a worse. A champion is somebody that takes the worst situation and still some way, somehow finds the best out of it. And if you're watching my channel, I know you are one of those individuals. You're one of those kinds of people that can take one of the worst situations and make the best out of it. That's all life is, because life is not all good, but the beauty of it is not all bad. But the thing is, some people get caught up trying to stay stuck in the other, and they can't rationalize between the two. Some people are either and this is how people end up with like with little with little conditions of bipolar, because it's like you're people are caught between the two extremes. They're either so depressed and sad because they have been trying to possibly be happy, and they don't want to ruin their happy medium or how they feel, or they're either so caught up on trying to uh, achieve happiness that when bad things happen, they lose it, and they lose all control and don't know which end is up or how to handle themselves. You got to find in between. All right, you got to find a space between the two of them, because it's not going to be all good and it's not going to be all bad. That's the beauty of it. But you have to find peace within the two. All right. And when things go wrong, you don't have to go wrong with them. This is how you find balance. When things go bad, you don't have to throw your whole life away. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater just because you're having a bad experience or things aren't going your way. And when things are going your way, just because something may go wrong doesn't mean that it's going to stop you from being happy, or doesn't mean it has the power to ruin your day or to ruin your good positive streak. All right, you don't have to let those things happen. You don't have to go to the extreme just because a change may occur or something different happens. All right, so you have to realize that you were born to win, but just because you were born to win doesn't mean you will never experience loss. Champions experience the most loss, because on your way towards becoming a winner, because you were born to win, so you have to work towards becoming a winner. Just because you were born to win doesn't mean you're going to just be born and start winning. You were born to be a winner. A prince or a child is born to be a king. It has to start off as a prince. It has to start off with whatever becomes before the prince. Then it becomes a prince. Then it becomes something else. Then it becomes a king. There are steps and stages to things. So you have to go through the process. And you're a champion because you were made to win. You were made to go through the process. You were made to endure. You were made to go through things and to come out better as a result of what you went through. You weren't meant to become bitter as a result of what you went through. People are bitter and people are out of shape and people get upset and get mad because they aren't trying to deal with whatever they're going through in that current state, in that current situation. You just have to accept what you're going through and know that you're going to overcome this. How can I turn this into some positive energy? That's really what you have to look at. That when you have a negative situation, things, you may not be happy, but you still have to find something positive and constructive to do. All right, so when things get hard, you have to do them. You have to do them hard. That's what Les Brown says. He said, when things get hard, do it hard. If you get upset, if somebody ruins your day, if something bad happened, and it becomes harder to follow through and to keep doing the things you normally do, you're going to have to still do it with that mood and that attitude that you're in. You can't put off goals and you can't put off your dream because you can't lose time in life because certain things happen where you didn't want something to happen. Now, if you're drained and if you don't have the energy to do it and you need some rest, that's a different story. But just because you're mad or upset, it may not be beneficial to take time off from what you need to do. You can take that anger and go hit the gym. You can take that anger and go read some books. You can take that anger and you can do something positive with yourself. That's what I mean when I talk on my channel about being an alchemist. You have to be an alchemist and you have to transmute the energy into something that will benefit you. So when people come into your life and they bring negativity, they bring hate, they bring envy, jealousy, they bring certain energies that are unwanted, and they may try to cause some type of misfortune for you because they may take that or try to take how they feel out on you because of you may be killing it in life. You may be doing something good with your life. They may be they may want something that you have. Or you may have certain abilities or certain things about you that they admire secretly that they wish they had themselves. They wish other people would look at them like that, but they don't. So they have to discover what makes them unique, and they haven't because they're so caught up on what makes everybody else special. These are the people who think it's corny to do all the things that we did to get to where we're at. And that's why we're a champion. We looked within. We took the time to sit down and deal with what we were going through. And if not, you're going to have to. Because complaining, pointing the finger, calling out people, calling people names and stuff like that, it's not going to help. It's good to recognize who did what to you. And it's good to be honest. It's good to keep it real. But you don't want to stay stuck in a place to where all you're doing is focused on what happened, because what happened already happened, and it's time to focus on some solutions and how to work towards making your life better after what happened, as a result of what happened. As a result of what happened, what did you learn? What can you do now to make your life better and to improve your situation? Because people aren't going to change, but you can change, and you can change your life. You can change your situation. You could change the path you're on. You don't have to keep talking to certain people. You don't have to keep going around certain people. You can set boundaries. People aren't going to be able to treat you bad if you stop going around them. People aren't going to be able to drain your energy if you cut the conversation short. People aren't going to be able to do things that you don't want to do if you say no when you don't feel like doing it. Don't be nice when don't be nice just because you're afraid to say no or you're uncomfortable or it's something that you don't feel like you want to hurt somebody's feelings. Don't worry about that. People are more aware of how you feel than you know. These people know that you may feel uncomfortable. They know you people know when you don't want to do something or not. So keep it real with people and just be like, no, I don't feel like doing that. Because that's what I'm telling you, that's what other people do. People live their life. You're a kind-hearted person. Don't let your kind-heartedness cripple you. All right, you can say no. You don't have to do something just because somebody asked you to. You don't want to do it, no. If it's your manager, no. If it's your boss, no. I'm telling you, life will meet you how you meet it. So if you're well, I don't want to say this because I might miss out. You're operating under a limited mindset instead of an abundant mindset. You have to operate your life like you had a whole lot of money and you had everything that you already wanted. Because if you had everything that you already wanted and you didn't need anything from anybody, you would just be like, no, I don't feel like doing that. Or no. People might call you mean. People might say things about you, but you're honest, you're truthful, and you're keeping it real with them. And that's all anybody wants anyway. So why don't you just be that type of person? Keep it real with people because you're a champion. Champions aren't fake. Champions don't have fear. Champions don't live in fear. So don't live in fear. All right. If there's anything you don't want to do, speak up. Let your voice be heard. If there's anything that you feel uncomfortable doing, tell people, yeah, I don't want to take that trip, or I don't want to go, or I don't want to. I don't feel like doing that, or I don't want to get in the car, or whatever you don't want to do. You don't have to feel pressured. You don't have to. You don't have to just give in to people so freely. All right, people. If somebody doesn't want to be your friend, if somebody doesn't want to talk to you, too bad. Go through the period of being alone, go through the period of not having friends, let people call you corny, let people say things about you, let people call you names, but you'll have your freedom, you'll have your respect, you'll have your peace of mind, and you'll have a positive idea about yourself. Look, they don't like me, but well, I could tell somebody no when I feel like it, or they don't like me, but at least I stood up for myself, or you know what I mean? Like you're a champion. You champions don't care about how other people perceive them or what they say about them, because at the end of the day, they know what's best for themselves and they know what's right for themselves, because they're operating under a certain guideline, and that guideline that you're operating under is what's real for you, what's true for you. All right, what matters most to you. All right, what matters most to you is remaining a champion. What matters most to you is staying on the road to success. What matters most to you is doing the best that you can and not letting anything or anyone get in between that. So if you know if it's things you have to do, and you know somebody may be trying to get in the way of that, you got to put your foot down and be like, nah, this is the time where I go do this. We can't go out on a date. And if you don't understand that, I apologize, but I have to get my work done. No, I can't spend time doing this. If you don't understand, I understand that, but I have to do what I need to do. Champions, they go to the gym, they train, they exercise, they run. Champions use their time to the best of their ability. They use their time as wisely as they can. You are not going to take an athlete who's paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, all right, you're not, or a year, or however they get paid. You're not going to stop them because they already see the benefit and the value of the effort that they put out. So just because you may not be able to see that yet does it not make you a champion. You're just a champion in your own way until you start to see the fruits of your labor. All right, just because you haven't seen the fruits of your labor yet does not mean you're a champion. You have to work. You have to put in that work. So you can't let anything get in between that. Champions don't let that happen. Champions stay focused. They stay diligent. All right. They grind it out. When they don't feel like doing it, they get up and do it anyway. Everybody that has to train, most of the time, they don't feel like training, but what do? They get up and do it anyway. Champions make time for the things that they want to get done because they have a certain lifestyle that they see for themselves, and they have certain goals and accomplishments that they want to achieve in life. So if you have certain things that you want to achieve in life, it's certain things you have to be doing. You can't just sit around and expect things to happen. That's not what champions do. Champions plan out. They say, I want to have this type of life. If this is the type of life I want to be able to be able to do these kinds of things. And in order to be able to do these kinds of things, I need to be this type of person. If I need to become this type of person, I need to train, I need to study, I need to research, I need to learn the things that this type of person would do, so that way they could become that type of person, maintain this type of lifestyle, have this as a career, and live this life. All right. So if there's a certain life that you want to live, if there's a certain way you want to be as a person, you have to recognize your inner champion. You got to wake up and be the champion that you know you can be. You got to see your end goal. You got to live in your end goal. You got to live in the end. And that end is a successful version of you. That end is you seeing yourself having everything that you could ever imagine for yourself. What kind of home do you want? How much money do you want to make? Where do you want to live? You got to see all these things, and you have to live in that in your mind and already see that as an end, already see that as the reality. See yourself having the amount of money that you would want to have to be able to buy the things that you want and be able to go where you want. All right. If you see yourself being able to eat good and dress good and smell good and have a life that only you could imagine, guess what? Start imagining it and live in the end. All right. That's how people get the life that they could only imagine because they create it with their imagination. That's what the whole Walt Disney Dreamland is about. That's all that is about. All the sacred geometry and all the 369 and all the theories, all that stuff that makes up that place. It's really a spiritual scientific like structure that they use to put that some of that stuff together. When you look into it and study it, Walt Disney wasn't no joke. All right. Um, Very intelligent man. He understood the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, you know. So your mind is definitely going to play a huge part in you becoming a champion because when you know that, you know what, I can be this, I can do this, you're going to look at life differently. You're going to attack things differently. Your level of confidence is going to be different. Level of confidence is definitely going to be different. All right. So if you're a true champion, like I know you are, and if you're a born winner, like I know you are, no matter what happens to you, make success your end goal. All right. Don't make a negative situation your end goal. Don't give in to any negative people. Don't give in to any losers. Don't give in to bad situations or hard or what do they call it? Terrible circumstances. Don't give in to life when life happens because life hits everybody. It may hit you differently than it hits somebody else, but life hits everybody at different times, different places, all right, different ways, but life hits everybody. So you got to come at life in a way to where you just accept the way life is going to be. All right. And then once you accept the way life is, you can work towards getting over that, but you don't resist the way your life is. You don't resist the way things are going for you. All right. You're going to have conflict. You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. So with the easier you can accept where you're at, the better you can move on and start to work towards what you want. All right. If somebody is not um, the best athlete they can be, they got to accept that and they got to train. They got to eat the right foods. They got to put their body through the right exercises. All right. They got to make some sacrifices. They got to sacrifice time, money. Um, they got to stay motivated. It's a lot that comes into this. All right. So whatever area you are in life, you can be a champion, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you are a cook, whether you are a baker or a clothing designer or a skateboarder or a BMX rider. All right, you could be a champion in any area of your life. You just have to admit to yourself what you want and the amount of work that you're willing to put in. And if you're not willing to put in the amount of work for the life that you want, you got to keep it real with yourself so that way you can do some things with your mind to get yourself in alignment and in gear so that way you'll be motivated and geared to get things done. All right, people start off and they want to do big things. Nobody has the some I mean not I'm not going to say nobody, but sometimes this is what I'll say not everybody has the energy to start to do what they want to do when they start. Some people have to get themselves motivated. Some people build themselves up, but they don't give up. All right, people will try to do things, they won't be able to continue doing it, and then they use that as an excuse to stop. Don't use that as an excuse to stop. You have to figure out why you're not motivated, or you have to figure out why you don't have the ambition to keep going. Maybe you need to do something else. Maybe you need to dig deep. Maybe you need to find your reasons why. But I need you to know that you're a champion and it doesn't matter what happens to you because you were born to win. You are going to win. You're going to overcome that job loss. You're going to overcome that bad relationship. You're going to overcome that narcissistic abuse. You're going to overcome that psychological warfare. You're going to overcome those spiritual warfare. You're going to overcome those spiritual attacks. You're going to overcome those financial attacks. You're going to overcome their jealousy, their envy, their evil. You're going to overcome that. I guarantee it. Just you wait and see. One day you're going to be able to sit back, and that's why I need you to see this now. This is why you have to live in the end. When you live in the end, everything that everyone tries to do, you're just going to laugh at it, and it's just going you're going to see it as a stepping stone, and you're going to see it as a challenge, and you're going to see yourself as a champion. All right. When you see yourself as a champion, you're going to be willing to fight until you get to the end. All right. You have to see yourself as a champion, see yourself as a character in a video game. When you play a video game, you know what's the end. You know that you're going to beat the game. You lose, you die, you start back over. All right, you put it down, you pick it back up. But what do you know about that game? You know without a doubt that you are going to beat that game. So you have to look at life the same way. Life is a game, and I'm going to beat this game. No matter what random things pop up, I am going to beat this game. These characters, these players, I am going to remain undefeated. They may win a couple matches, they may win this game, or they may beat me this time, but guess what? I'm going to remain undefeated because I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm going to keep playing until I beat the game. And that's what you got to do. You're a champion. You keep playing until you beat the game. It's not, as like Les Brown said, it's not over until I win. You keep playing until you beat the game. All right. I had to throw a little bit of Les Brown in there because I was just feeling that right now. He said, it's not over until I win. That's the realest stuff I ever heard, man. You keep playing. I'm going to say what I said, though. You keep playing until you beat the game. You keep playing until you beat the game. Life is the greatest video game ever created. You want to talk about video games? God is the greatest video game creator. He gave you the best video game you could have ever played. But the thing is, people aren't playing. People want to play Xbox and PS2, and that's all good. That's great. If your goal is to become one of the best gamers, and your goal is to profit off of you playing the game, or you've already become successful and you just choose to do that in your free time, but to dedicate hours and days and time and effort and energy to that, and it's not going to put anything into you, that's all I'll be talking about. I ain't trying to stop nobody from doing anything that brings themselves joy or love or happiness, but that's what God calls being slothful, doing things that don't get us anywhere. So we're allowed to have fun and enjoy things and do things that make us happy, but if you don't work, you don't eat. You got to work and do something so that way you could produce something for yourself, so that way you can be and live like the champion that you are. You could live like Floyd Mayweather if you want to. You just have to put in some work in whatever area of your life that work is required for you to have the lifestyle you want to enjoy. All right. So create something so that way you could have a life that you enjoy, and you could wake up every day and live in your dream world. All right. Because it's possible. It's in your mind. And if it's in your mind, you could have it in due time in real life. So everybody, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. It's been another powerful Druuill video. I'll see all the GCV members. I'll see all the Galactic family members, and I'll see all the chosen vessels. All right. I'll see all of Druuill Nation in the next video. All right. Peace, love, and light. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. We out.